All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakakadash. And you're down with another lesson. As you see in the title, it says Australian police hunt down of the you-know-what fugitives. And it says as if they're violent criminals, and it's coming down to the wire. Now, this is in Australia, but it's coming down to the wire of Esau Edom, trying to fulfill his New World Order, and it's now they, getting ready to start, mandating, even more things, at certain jobs. They're already mandating the venom, and now people, their freedoms is getting stripped away, more and more, as these days go on. And people that are violating it are, getting arrested, man, and getting charged, with fines, and things of that sort. And that persecution is getting ready to arise because they're already doing it, to these regular, people that you see out here, but pretty soon it's going to be the prophets, that's teaching, and the believers. All right. So we're going to read a little bit of this. It says, it is now criminal offense in Australia for teenagers to have a beer or two with friends because doing so might contribute to the spread of the, the sick. And it says a young man of the name of Anthony Karam learned this the hard way after he was arrested by Aussie police for kicking back a few on the beach with some friends, resulting in his being handcuffed and arrested for failing to flattening the curve. Says drinking outside without a mask is now strictly prohibited in some parts of Australia. So you can't even drink without a mask, which is ridiculous. How can you drink if you gotta have a mask on? It's just utterly ridiculous. All right, so that it's pretty much very policed. Police is everywhere. They're watching you, through the cameras and everything, and they'll find you and arrest you, man. All right, but anyways, it says drinking outside without a mask is now strictly prohibited in some parts of Australia, is engaging in non-essential travel, which apparently includes spending time with loved ones. All right, so you need that pass. We've been hearing so much about on the news. You need a pass in order to travel. If you ain't got the the venom pass, then you pretty much can't go anywhere, man. All right, so it says this 27-year-old chap who apparently has expressed the views that he doesn't care less whether he spreads the virus, is one example of the worst of the worst, snarled prominent Australian health minister and politician Brad Hazard, who recently set up a large-scale venom event at the Qudos Bank Arena in Sydney to inject 24,000 children for the Chinese venom or sickness. I've heard about that, the 24,000, and that was hella demonic, man. That's a sacrifice, man. They sacrifice. That's basically them these parents. I heard about that around Sydney, around that arena. They had the 24,000 children. They said 12,000 children each. And basically they were begging parents to send their kids to this arena. All right, so they can get the venom, and the parents can't even go in there, man. They got to stay outside, man. And that's a sacrifice, man. That's them sacrificing, all right, to basically these other guys, man, like Baal, that the scriptures speak about, all right, to Satan, all these other gods, man. That's what that is, man. That's sacrifice right there. And then they had the person that hosted, this event, I think it was a woman or whatever. I forget. But basically, they had there, where she would speak through the TV or whatever, and it's set up in the middle of the arena, where they would speak to everybody, and that's how it was. And the parents, that's a sacrifice, man. They sacrificing their children to Satan. Anyway, let's read on. It says Australian media also took aim at Karam, suggesting that because he had previously tested positive for the flu, that he no longer has any right to go out in public without government's permission. There it is, man. Them draconian laws, man, it was speaking about. It says Anthony Karam knows he's sick positive. It says, but when he steps into this public lift, already breaking so many rules, one media anchor declared. It says he doesn't bother to cover his mouth as he sneezes and splatters. 27-year-old is still infectious but has gone missing from his Wentworth apartments. It says Australian government now blatantly humiliates citizens who disobey the dictates. All right, draconian laws right there, man. So they're gonna make you look like you all right, you're a terrorist, man. They're gonna criminalize you, make you look like the bad guy. They're gonna talk about you, and they're gonna do that to the prophets as well. That's what it's all coming down to. So this is just a precursor to what's coming, man. They're gonna be trying to hunt down the men of the Lord. Okay. So anyway, it says Karam is just one of many Australians who are refusing to abide by the dictates of the Australian government, which has made it clear that the tyranny would never end as long as people continue to obey it. And it won't, man. You're seeing that. Even people that are taking the venom, they talking about they got to take it, and keep taking it, man. Every, 5 or 6 months, they got to take it. You got to get another booster shot, and another shot until you die, basically, And they're saying it's never going to end. I was looking at an article about that. They're talking about that it's never going to end. This whole, pandemic is not going to end, man. It's going to stay like that, man, until they establish what they want to establish. All right. Anyway, it says an entire group of teenagers were reportedly handcuffed after being spotted at a beach socializing without the government's permission. So now you gotta have permission to be outside and socialize. The straight draconian, man. It says a prominent Australian soccer player was also blasted by media for allegedly lying to police about essential travel. It says this particular soccer player was reportedly drove his vehicle too far for the government's liking. All right, so that mirth is ending. All right, ain't no mirth. You ain't going to your parties. All right, you're not gonna celebrate these wicked ass holidays. All right, you're not gonna be out and about all the damn time. Okay, and now that mirth is ending. All right, and you seeing it even on a regular basis. Even we seeing it, man. When it comes, to like a lot of movies, TV shows, video games and things of that nature. A lot of things that people enjoy and try to have fun with. That stuff is ending. They suck. They're clearly pushing a lot of agendas in them. All right, they don't put no effort in them, and it is just straight trash, man. It's just like, who cares anymore? A lot of people trying to bring back the old days, the old movies, the old games, and somewhat because they were better. All right, this kingdom is clearly falling. And it's getting worse. All right. It says there are additional reports of construction workers being sent home without a paycheck because they failed to follow the government's mandated protocols. It says the teenager reportedly received a $1,000 fine for what was considered to be an illegal gathering. A media outlet reported about drinking at the beach fiasco. All right, so they're gonna fine you. They're gonna not give you a paycheck. All right, at your job, they're gonna get rid of you because you don't want to take the venom. All right, they're gonna arrest you for being out. They're gonna do all these things. It says Karam arrest was widely broadcasted by the media in an attempt to scare other Aussies from following his lead. Karam is apparently an outspoken register of the flu, so the government is trying to make an example out of him. That's the part right there. Fear. And let's read what the scriptures say about fear. So we're gonna get 2 Timothy 2 Timothy 1 verse 7. It says, for Yahweh hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And since we have this word, we're definitely not to have fear, because there's plenty of examples in the scriptures, all right, of our forefathers, all right, they've been delivered from these difficult situations, and where it looks like there's no way out, but there is, by the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shah, by believing on him and his name, all right, and hoping to be delivered. And of course we may have a little fear, but it's not going to be to the point to where we can't think to where we can't make rational decisions. All right, just being straight up fearful. We're gonna, of course, be a little, bit shooken up about it, but we're not gonna let that overtake our hope and salvation. That Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is gonna save us, man. You all right? Period. So we're not to have the spirit of fear like 2/3 of our people will. Because why? Because they didn't invest in this truth, man. They haven't built up their spiritual treasures in heaven. They put it all here on earth, man. All right, they had that consolation here. All right, and where it's gonna lead them to death, because they put their trust in materialistic things and the things that they see, the flesh. While we putting our trust in things up in heavens, man, which is eternal. All right, because they trust in temporal things, man. All right, so anyways, let's read on. It says, authorities down under may have jumped the shark, though, because Karam seems to have ignited a trend in his country that is spreading like a wildfire. As it turns out, Aussies do not want to be governed with an iron fist. It says, hunting the unjust. Time for us all to defend ourselves the American way, wrote one Twitter user in response to a video clip of Karam's arrest. All right, so what these people gonna do? 2/3 of our people gonna do? They're gonna get their guns. They're gonna stock up on food. They're gonna do all these vain things that's not gonna really amount to anything. That's gonna get them destroyed. And and all that stuff, like the food and everything, is gonna be for the elect in that day. The Lord is gonna feed his elect. He's gonna have them in perfect peace. All right, he's gonna protect them in these times of trouble. While they stocking up everything, it's really for the men of the Lord. All right, for the prophets, the servants. All right, the 1/3. But anyway, you see here it says Australia has lost its mind. This is mental on every level, and we're gonna video. See, let me get the volume up. Try to. Oops. See here.
Well, the building here is actually diagonally opposite to where he lives. So the suggestion there is that he was perhaps hiding out with a friend, always suggesting he was isolating. Having said that, police under what's known as a Section 62 from the Health Act wanted him to isolate in a hotel. That was taken off the table when he refused. Now, the allegation is that he's been seen out and about in the suburbs, and when Anthony Karam was finally brought down here, it was brought down to cheers from people who are happy to see him arrested.
Been isolating this whole time, mate.
Does it even matter if the authorities want to make sure you're isolating? Were you at Rhodes or Parramatta or anything?
Never.
What do you think of people applauding in the background that you've been caught?
Go back, page 12.
Open the door for us.
I have proof that I've been isolating the whole time, mate. So
well, the building here is actually
Yeah, so you see they're getting arrested, persecuted, and it's going to come down on the men of the Lord, the hopeful elect. That's what's going to happen. They doing it to regular people. Of course they're going to do it to us, man. The scriptures say that that the servant is not greater than his master. It happened to Yahweh Shai. So it's going to happen to us, persecution. But the Lord is going to lift up a standard. He's going to defend, all right, his elect, man. Of course, some of them is going to be mortars, but the Lord is going to get them the spirit to get through that, So let's read on. It says, this is fascism, wrote another, challenging the idea that Australian officials have somehow lost their mind by turning normal citizens just trying to live their lives into criminals. It says this was planned, calculated, and on purpose. Stop telling yourself that this doesn't make sense. It totally makes sense, just not in the way you and me like it. They declared their population is the enemy, and we've been saying this, man. Hell, even a lot of truthers online been saying this. That they're that pretty much that the state, the government, your own government is against you, man. All that training that they've been doing, all right, in these states on American soil, all right, doing all that training, them drills and everything has been done to deal with the American people, all right, for when they try to bring their new world order. And it's happening, all right? It's happening. And now they're seeing it. Now nobody can call us crazy anymore, But it's gonna show even more, because our people are still blind to it. 2/3 of our people, they still partying, they still living it up in these times, even these dire times now, man. People still worried about bullshit, man. That don't amount to nothing. They still worried about the bag, getting the money. You know, money, women, and all these stupid ass things that don't mean anything. When all hell is breaking loose, man. And it's coming here, man. You know? So anyway, let's get some scriptures on this. We're gonna start at St. Matthew 24, chapter 24 and verse 6. I'm gonna start there. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." And we're saying that, you know, thing with Afghanistan. They're talking about how those what they call it, I think they call them the Taliban or something like that. The Afghanis, you know, they got over 86% of all the weapons that they got, that they left, that the Americans had left, that them soldiers had left over there. They got all those weapons, and they're saying they got 86% more weapons than all the rest of the other countries, you know, in the world, man. All right, they got all the vehicles that they left there. They got pretty much everything, man. All their equipment. All right, and that's leading to World War III. All right, so they can make a false flag, you know, and go to war, you know, with the Afghanistan, man. You know, and that's gonna of course be a kick off World War III, you know, and Russia get involved and such. Slacking. Okay. But anyway, reading on. Let's see. It says, "See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." So we are not to be troubled by these things, and we shouldn't be. You know, this is exciting times. This is something we've been waiting on for many years. You know, since we got into the truth, or since we heard the truth, we've been waiting on this thing to happen. You know, because this has to happen. This has to happen in order for our kingdom to be set up, in order for righteousness to be established. All right, to have those new bodies, you know, and bring peace, you know, to the earth. All right. So let's read on. It says, verse 7, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom." All right, we're seeing that, you know, there's these governments within the government system, you know, with the Congress and all these vice president and all these things, you know, they're against each other. A lot of them are resigning. A lot of them are denying the juice, the venom. All right, there's some of them are telling people not to take the venom. All right, you got it within the medical field. You know, you got some people that's within the medical field telling them not to take it, and then you got some telling them to take it. You know, all right. So it's just so much division on every angle and on every level. You know, rich or poor. All right, you got families against families. All right, workers against workers. It's just all kinds of division going on. You know, within every sect of every thing. You know, in this earth, man. All right, so kingdom against kingdom. All right, we're seeing these tensions with these countries. You know, the U.S., China, Russia, and the rest of them. You know, they're having tensions and things like that. All right, and there shall be famines. We're hearing of famines, and we're starting to see famines. You know, especially up there in these. I believe it's in Australia. You know, all right, things are not showing up. You know, a lot of things going out of stock, not coming. Don't know why. All right, pestilences. We're hearing of diseases, you know, other diseases. All right, the news ain't reporting it, but there's other diseases, a lot of old diseases that came back. All right, that was considered to be in the ancient world, you know, and earthquakes. All right, earthquakes is on a high level right now in diverse places. It says all these are the beginning of sorrows. It says, "Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake." So yes, what does that mean? They're going to come down on the men of the Lord. They're going to try to kill us. All right. They're going to try to afflict us. Or we're going to be hated. All right. We don't know how it's going to come about, but we know it's coming. All right. There's going to be accusations against us. Best believe it. It always happened throughout history in the scriptures. They always accuse the prophets of some type of crime or try to make them the terrorists, man, or the biggest threat that the earth has ever seen When in reality, this damn devil, Esau Edom, he's the biggest criminal, man. He raped, robbed, and murdered for everything he got, even to this day. But nobody talks about that. But anyway, reading on, it says, verse 10, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And we're seeing that, family members kicking other family members out for not taking the juice. All right, even within this truth, man. All right, a lot of our family members have shunned us. All right, don't want nothing to do with us. That's happening. All right, on many, many levels. It says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And we're seeing that. All right, a lot of these other camps, they're not using the name of the Lord. All right, they're denying the MOTB. All right, they're telling their congregation to take the Esau's venom. Okay, they're saying there's no Jacob's trouble. All right, no hell's coming. All kinds of madness. All right, that these other camps are speaking. All right, and it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right, we're seeing that. Even within our ministry, we waxing cold against these people. We don't give a damn about them. Because they ain't for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. 2/3 of our people, manly speaking. And it says, verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right, and that's what we're doing. We hope to endure. All right, so let's go down to verse 20. It says, but pray ye that your flight be not in winter, neither on the Sabbath day. All right, so that's what we're doing. Making our daily sacrifices. All right, repenting. Okay, and just trying to endure, and just enduring until the end, man. All right, and praying that we don't be caught up in that destruction. It says, verse 21, for then shall great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And then we know it seems kind of crazy, that these things are coming, but you got to have vision. The prophets have a vision. They see these things coming, and I see them coming, especially now. It's already happening in other countries. So what makes you think that it's not going to come here? We closer than ever. All right, and except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. And it's clearly been shortened. This is coming quickly, day by day by day. It's getting worse, man. It's getting a lot worse every day. All right, and and the days are being shortened. And it says if it wasn't for that, no flesh shall be saved, meaning we all gonna die, man. If it wasn't, all right, for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. It says, then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Hamashiach, or there, believe it not. And it says, for there shall rise false Christ and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Meaning it's impossible. It's not going to happen. They ain't going to deceive the elect, man. Okay? And that's what's happening now. A lot of false prophets out there, man. A lot of them. A lot of them carrying guns, in the camps. All right, talking about stock up on guns. They're putting their trust in their own sword, instead of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. When clearly the Lord when he lifts up the standard against them, all right, for his chosen, what we're going to have is greater. We're going to have spiritual power. The Lord's going to raise us up, man, and renew our strength. Like it says in Psalms, we're going to he's going to renew our strength. All right. And we're going to lift up our wings like eagles. So are we going to be able to fly, have super strength, spew fire out of our mouths. All right. All kinds of spiritual power on levels that we can't even fathom, man. Even greater than what Esau projects, in his movies. All right. So let's go on to Revelations chapter 2 and verse 10. All right, it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. All right, and that's what's coming, that persecution, man. And we're going to suffer for a time. All right, that tribulation, that hour of temptation. All right, we're all going to be tried. All right, to prove if we're faithful, to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man, to hold our faith, until the very end, even into these these hard times that we're in, you know, and that's coming. Okay, so we're gonna have to endure, all right, and trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right, so let's go to Luke chapter 21 and verse 7. It says, and they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be, and what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? And he said, Take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them, but when ye shall hear wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. It says, Then he said unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. So these are the signs, and they're here, and they're showing. All these things are happening right now, man. Right now. Okay, we are in the last days, man. These are the signs. It says, But behold, all these, they shall lay their hands on you, and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. All right. So you see, it says for my name's sake. So they're going to come after the men of the Lord, man. And it says, and it shall turn you to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. So we are not to worry about these things to come, man. All right, what we gonna eat, what we gonna do in this time. All right, y'all, we ain't supposed to be freaking out, man. The Lord is going to guide us, you know. Spirit of the Lord is going to guide us to where we need to be and what we're going to do. You know, we are not to worry about it. All right, we are to trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and he's gonna come through, man. All right, he's not gonna forsake us. It says, Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. Just like in the book of I think it was the book of Maccabees, man. First Maccabees, if I'm not, I think it's First Maccabees. You know, when I believe it was certain ones that was prophesying. I forget who it was, but they pretty much was healing the sick, all right, the lame and all that. And you know, the governors, you know, of Maccabees, you know, they were getting mad at them, you know, and they couldn't gainsay, they couldn't say nothing against it, you know, because they were using the name of the Lord. And then what they do, they put a strict mandate on not to speak of that name, man, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, of not to use those names. And what they did it anyway, you know, and then what, they got cast into prison, and then the angel of the Lord had busted them out, man, and they started prophesying again, man, and bringing in many more followers, you know. So the Lord can send an angel of the Lord to deliver us, man. You know, he could do anything, you know, in numerous ways, you know, that we can't even imagine. Okay, so anyway, it says, settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And ye shall be betrayed by parents, both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. And we're seeing that now. You know, there was an incident, I believe it was somewhere in Australia. Yeah, I'm sure it was up there in Australia. The wife of this guy, you know, his wife called the authorities on him because he was basically speaking of conspiracy theories about the venom that Esau is pretty much mandating. And she called the police on him, and they threw him in a psychiatric ward, man. You know, in isolation, he can't even leave, man. He can't leave. All right, so that's already happening, man. You seeing that, you know, family members getting kicked out and shunned. You all right? All right, so in these times, they're going to be causing you to get put to death, man. And it says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but there shall not an hair of your head perish. So the Lord's going to protect us, man. It says, in your patience possess ye your souls, which means suffering. You know, we gotta be patient. We gotta wait on these things. All right, we gotta trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, not to act rash. You know, pick up guns and all that BS, man. No, we are to wait on Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. He's gonna provide for us. He's gonna lift up a standard for us. We not supposed to do nothing. All right, verse 20, and it says, and we ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation therefore thereof is nigh. All right, compassed with armies. What's that? Them troops, man. All right, as you seeing in that video, man, they coming after these people, man. All right, they got their whole army out there, a whole bunch of police, military, uniforms, their guns. All right, and they're coming for the men of the Lord that hopefully elect, man. And the Lord's gonna lift up that standard, and that's when you know that the desolation thereof is nigh. All right, which means this kingdom, you know, being desolate, man. He's gonna be destroyed, you know, and these wicked ass people, you know, especially Esau. All right, so let's get Second Ezra. Yeah, that's the Apocrypha. Second Ezra, chapter 9. It will start at verse 1. Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right, and then you seeing the signs, it's already here. All right, it says, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people of the world, all right, you see, it's same thing. Lord constantly reminding us that when we see earthquakes and uproars of the people, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, which is the beginning, even from the beginning. For like all that is made in the world hath a beginning and end. He says, and the end is manifest. All right, so it's in front of our faces, man. We see the end, you know. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. All right, so these are the signs. You know, we're seeing the signs. All right, the Lord is showing us. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. All right, so it's going to be about, you got to have works and faith. All right, and belief. All right, which is hope, which is faith. And it says, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them from me from the beginning. All right, you see, so there's predestination right there, man. You know, people, men and women and children that were chosen to be delivered. All right, to be of the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven. All right, so there you go, reincarnation. All right, right there in the scriptures. Okay, so let's get no, we'll keep reading on. It says, then shall there be in pitiful, it says verse 9, then shall they be in pitiful case which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despisefully shall dwell in torments. All right, so you're gonna be suffering, man. You know, 2/3 of our people, they ain't listening and taking heed to this, to the word, man. You know, they're gonna be in torments. You know what that means? Torture. You know, that's what torments is synonymous with. They ain't gonna go out easy. They ain't gonna take a bullet to the head. They ain't just gonna, you know, die in their sleep. They're gonna get tortured, man. The Lord is gonna put a spirit, all right, out here of death, all right, to torture 2/3 of our people. All right, because like it says, I believe in Second Ezra, the 13th chapter, I believe it says that they shall know it by death by pain. All right, so they're gonna be in pain, man. They're not going out easy. All right, verse 10, it says, for such as in their life have received benefits. All right, those benefits may be your job. You got a good job. All right, you got your OnlyFans. All right, you got you know, your house, your vehicle, and all this stuff. All right, you're loved by all the people in the world. All right, those are your benefits right there, man. All right, you sold out. You sold your soul. All right, you sold out to Esau, Edom. All right, you prospering in your wickedness. All right, it says, which now have abused my ways, and they have cast them away despitefully, shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits, and have not known me. It says, and they that have loathed my law, while they yet had liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. You know, and that's what they do, man. We speak this truth, and they despise it. They hate us for it. all right, to talk mess about us, okay? They shun us. They don't want nothing to do with us, all right? It says what? Yeah, it's right here. Right here, 2 Ezra chapter 9, man. It says, verse 12, the same must know it after death by pain. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved. You know, and that's what we should focus on. Focus on being delivered. All right, don't worry about, all right, the wicked and how they're gonna be punished, man. You know, so that's what we focus on, man. Focus on deliverance. All right, being delivered out of here. Whose is the world? Whose world is, and for whom the world is created. So the world was created for the righteous, not the wicked. And the wicked is going to be put out very. Okay. And I believe, yeah, that is it on that. Okay, let's get Acts. Let's get out of this one. Let's go back and get Acts. Acts chapter 5. Let's start at verse 14. It says, and believers were the more added to the Lord, multitudes, both men and women, insomuch they brought forth the sick into the streets. Yeah, this was what I was speaking of earlier about in Acts, man. You know, how they were healing the sick, all right, speaking the name of the Lord and preaching, all right, to the people. It says, insomuch that they brought forth the sick into the streets and laid them on beds and couches, that at least the shadow of Peter, okay, it was Peter, yeah, passing by might overshadow some of them. There came also a multitude out of the cities round about unto Jerusalem, bringing sick folk, and them which were vexed with unclean spirits, and they were healed, every one of them. All right, those miracles, and it's gonna happen in this time, man. It's gonna be miracles. All right, we're bringing back the dead. All right, healing the sick. All right, and healing the people, man. It says, then the high priest rose up, and all they that were with him, which is the sect of the Sadducees, and were filled with indignation. Okay, so what? They were mad because, you know, they were healing the sick and everything, and people believed on them. And what does that do? That ultimately destroys Esau's system. You know, speaking about in these times, you know, when this stuff happens, it clearly destroys his medical system. That exposes all his lies. Okay, and what they're gonna have to do, shut the internet down, because you know they're gonna be recording it. All right, shut these platforms down, and what they're gonna do, send them troops, man. All right, and it says, and laid their hands on the apostles and put them in the common prison. All right, see, so they always do this, man, always. It says, but the angel of the Lord by night opened the prison doors and brought them forth and said, go stand and speak in the temple to the people all the words of this life. All right, so the angel of the Lord sent the angel, man, to deliver them, man, to get them out of their prison. All right, and it says, and when they heard that, they entered into the temple early in the morning and taught. But the high priest came, and they that were with him, and called the council together, and all the senate of the children of Israel, and sent to the prison to have brought them. It says, but when the officers came and found them not in prison, they returned and told, saying, the prison truly found we shut with all safety, and the keeper standing without before the doors. But when we had opened, we found no man within. All right, so the angel delivered them. All right, in that case. Okay, and that's the point on that. So you see, that's just a little example right there. All right, so let's get Isaiah chapter 59 and 19. Let's go right here, 59, 19. All right. It says, for he put on the righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head, and he putteth on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as of a cloak. And it says, according to their deeds, accordingly he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. You see? So the enemy's going to come in like a flood, man. You see all them police in them videos, man? All right? They're going to be sending troops, you know, down to try to snatch up the brothers, man. Snatch up the elect, you know, and the Lord's going to lift up a standard, man. He's going to give them ways to escape, man. Spiritual power, all right, an angel, all right, a chariot, you know, He could do anything, man. The power to disappear, all right, the power to go invisible, okay. So many things, so many ways the Lord can deliver His elect, man. All right, and it says, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord. In Jacob, all right, which is who? The Israelites, not the heathens, all right, not these people, 2/3 of our people, all right, especially the heathens, man. You know, our people are constantly trying to save the heathen. That's not going to happen. You know, it's only in Jacob, which is the Israelites. All right, verse 21, as for me, this is my covenant with them, all right, not everybody, them, which is who? Jacob. It says, saith the Lord, my spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of thy mouth of thy seed, which is our children, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, all right, which is our children after us, all right, saith the Lord, from henceforth and forever. Okay, period. So the Lord's going to lift up a standard. You know, he ain't going to let us be destroyed and killed, you know, by these devils, man. You know. Let's go to Salakia. That's not where I want to go. Might be actually. Hold up. I believe, where is it? No. Oh yeah, it is actually Salakia. Yeah, Ecclesiasticus. Let's get Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 2. And we'll go to verse 10.
Someday is finally here, and we're ready to sail beyond.
That's crazy. They're putting ads on that. But anyway, no, chapter 2. Chapter 2.
Learn about crypto and get paid as you learn with Coinbase Earn. We've paid out.
All right, this is Sirach, chapter 2, and verse 10. It says, I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, ye that fear the Lord hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old, and see, did any trust in the Lord, and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear, and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? All right? So, yeah, man, the Lord's going to make do on his promise, man. He promised that he would lift up a standard for us. He promised he would deliver us, you know, if we, you know, remain and hold fast to what we have, man. All right? Hold on to our crown. All right? And, you know, repenting, you know, doing what we supposed to do. He's gonna provide for us, man. He's not gonna leave us high and dry. All right, verse 11. For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in the time of affliction. You know, and just to make a little quick point, you know, like people like to say in the world, you know, some people like to say in the world, you know, they say that, you know, how can you believe in the devil and, you know, Satan, but not believe in, you know, basically a higher power, which is, you know, Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shah. How can you not believe in good if you believe in the devil and Satan, man? Okay? So in that time to come, you know, you can't just, you know, think that you just gonna be destroyed and ain't nothing good gonna happen. You know, the left hand is lifting up his his hand, all right, against the righteous. So the righteous it's on the right hand side, you know, the righteous, you know, they're gonna have a standard lift for them, you know, and it's gonna be even greater than the wicked, man, you know, which is Esau, Edom, all right, and their little troops they got. You know, the Lord is gonna come through, man. It's not just gonna be all hell and bad times anymore, man. The Lord's going to do something, okay, and that's the point. But anyway, let's read on verse 12. It says, woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinners that go 2 ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended. All right, so you don't want to be that guy that's, you know, not defended, you know, because you fear or you don't believe or you got weak, you gave in. All right, especially going trying to follow Esau, Edom, you know, in these last days, man, because we all know he's gonna be, you know, everything he comes with is death, man. You know, that's obvious, you know, so it's best to just trusting in Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shah than to trust in Esau, Edom, you know. So anyway, it says, Yeah, that's it on that. Slacking. We're gonna get Psalms, chapter 9. Psalms chapter 9, verse 10. It says, we'll start at verse 9. It says, the Lord also would be a refuge for the oppressed and a refuge in a time of trouble. All right, so that's who we will rely on, is Yahweh Bashem Al Shah in a time of trouble. He is our refuge. You know, he is the one we call upon and cling unto, you know, in times of trouble. Not Esau Edom, not what he has to offer, man. Not in these other doctrines and philosophies, not these other guides. And Yahweh Bashem Al Shah, that is who we trust in the times of trouble. All right, verse 10, and they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, Lord, hast not forsaken them that seek thee. All right, so yeah, he's not going to forsake us, man. All right, we're going to get two more and we'll close out. But we're going to go to Matthew chapter 19. So I can Matthew chapter 19, and we'll start at verse 29. Let's see. It says, and everyone that hath forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive an hundredfold and shall inherit everlasting life. It says, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. You know, when we are the last, you know, in everything, man. You know, we're the last hired, first fired. You know, we're the last people that anybody even cares about. You know, we're the lowest of the low. You know, and the ones that are first is gonna be last. You know, Esau Edom, you know, he was first. You know, he got the whole earth in his clutches. He had dominion over the earth. You know, he was first, and now it's our time. You know, where we're gonna be first, and they're gonna be last. You know, and they'll never rise up again, man. All right. All right. The righteous were low. All right, they were the last, and what, the wicked was first. You know, 2/3 of our people are wicked. You know, they're gonna be last. All right, and then they're gonna be first. All right, right along with us. You know, through the reincarnation in the kingdom. You know, they're gonna come back through the loins of the righteous. You know. But anyway, let's read on. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 6 and verse 10. It says, for Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed towards his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints, and do minister. All right, so he's not going to forget everything we've done. He's not going to forget our works, all the videos we've done. All right, going out on highways and byways, believing in his word. All right, bringing him the fruits, and prophesying. He ain't going to forget our labor of love, man. You know, he's going to reward us. You know, all right, and we have to put our trust in that. All right, and it says, verse 11, and we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end. It says that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises. All right, it says, for when Yahweh made promise to Abraham, because he could swear by no greater, he swore by himself, saying, surely blessing I will bless thee, and multiply I will multiply thee. And so after he had patiently endured, he obtained the promise. All right, and that's what we, you know, supposed to do. You know, sometimes, of course, we fall, we get weak. All right, we get low, you know, but what we do, we get back up, man. All right, we have our shortcomings here and there. All right, but, you know, ultimately, we keep getting back up and we keep going. All right, and that's what we're supposed to do. Because giving up, you know, and staying down when we fall is sin, you know. And then what is that? That's lack of faith. All right, lack of hope. All right, you have no hope no more, and you stay down, you ain't gonna be delivered. But if you get back up and keep pushing, all right, no matter how many times you fall, you get back up, all right, and do better. All right, and that's what we're supposed to do. And that's how we can, you know, have that hope and faith in the Lord that he will deliver us, man, and that we be of that hopeful number. And that's what we do. So, you know, he ain't gonna leave us high and dry. You know, he ain't gonna forget our labor of love, our works, and all the things that we've sacrificed, you know, for Yahweh Bashem Al Shah. So anyway, that's pretty much all I want to get into. You know, the time of persecution is coming. You know, more draconian laws is coming. You know, of course, in the States, as it already is. You know, you got one little incident in Chicago where a woman got her kids taken away from her because she didn't get the venom, you know, didn't get the child the venom, so they snatched her children away from her, man. You know, so it's basically already here. It just got to spread. All right, you know, they're talking about a new variant called the MU. That's how it's spelled, like the Mu variant. Then they're talking about the Delta variant, and they're talking about things getting worse. You know, and at my job, you know, my boss was telling me that during the time of September, which is now, you know, sometime in the time of September, stuff is gonna start not coming in again. You know, they're talking about, as the cases keep going up, they're gonna shut things down again. All right, and hopefully that be the last time things get shut down, and they don't, you know, go back and, you know, things die down a little bit, and, you know, things like that, man. Hopefully that be it, man. Hopefully that be it, and they go full and go hard on they New World Order, man. And hopefully, you know, that be it, and the Lord, you know, lifts up His standard, all right, and delivers us from these you know, these fiery trials and, you know, times to come, man, and we endure to the end. So anyway, that's all I want to get into. Lord willing, this is edifying unto the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Shalom, you know, keep watching and enduring, you know, and hope for salvation. And that'll be it. So, shalom.